Speaking English has always been my dream since I was 10 years old, and today I can speak it much better than before, and I'm gonna tell you in this video what I had to do to get where I am today. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If this is your first video here, my name is Jennifer. Nice to meet you. I learned 3 languages, and in this channel I talk about language learning, which is one of my greatest passions in life. So maybe if you are a big fan of it too, feel free to give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel, and of course keep watching because then you won't miss a thing. So I would like to start by saying that I've always been kind of obsessed with English since a very young age. I'm still young, I'm 18, but I used to be really obsessed with English since I was 8. Basically, I used to listen to a lot of pop music, so Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, whatever, you name it. Pop music was my thing. Even though I didn't learn anything at all, I swear, I didn't learn any English with those songs. I just kept going. I just kept listening because it was very enjoyable. And that's already a very good sign. So that was my first contact with English, as I said, but I didn't learn anything at all until the age of 15 years old. That was the moment that I came to realize that I had to do something about it. I had to start. I had to take a step towards learning English, or else I wouldn't learn anything at all. And I even began this whole process by learning with songs. So I used to write down the songs and then read the lyrics and listen to the singer singing it and then repeat after him or her, whatever. So, but that didn't take me anywhere. Actually, I'm lying. That helped me somehow, but that was not really what I needed. I needed something stronger. I needed some other technique. I needed a better method, and that's when I found it. So in January in 2023, I was sitting on my sofa when I suddenly saw a live session on my YouTube where a teacher was teaching English. And the title caught my attention, so I decided to click on the video, click on the class, better said. I grabbed my pen and paper and I started to take notes and really pay attention to the teacher and what she was saying, and that was great. I had never had such a good class, English class in my life, so that was kind of a really turning point, let's say. This is the teacher's channel, and from that moment on, I decided to keep on learning English with her, and not only with her, but with other teachers that used to do live lessons on YouTube for free. I was just a big fan of watching English classes by some teachers, not all of them. Not everything that I saw was interesting to me, but that was already a very great start, and that was what I did from the get-go. Now let's jump to my next step, which was to create a study routine. I think this is very, very important. If you are learning a language, you have to create a routine where you study every single day and you just have that habit. No matter where you are, you also have your little session, your little dose of that language. If not, it's just a lot more impossible, a lot more hard for you, a lot harder for you to learn whatever language you're learning. So what I had to do was sit at my desktop, grab my notebook, grab my laptop, and just open it. And what I studied during that 1 hour, because I spent 1 hour studying every single day, was just English classes from channels such as these ones that I'll be probably putting on the screen for you to see. But I also liked to vary my study session a lot because otherwise it would just get a lot repetitive, and I didn't want it to be a boring moment for me. I wanted it to be captivating so that I would not want to stop it. So sometimes I would read an article, sometimes I would watch a class, sometimes I would just learn with a song or with a website. I liked to vary my resources so that I wouldn't get bored. I remember really well that back then I had some really bad days where I really didn't want to study English at all, and I just did it anyway. So I just have to add that I was very disciplined, and that in order for you to learn a language, you also have to be very disciplined and really decide to put in the effort to study that language on a daily basis. Now let's jump to the next thing that I did, which was input. Have you ever heard of it? I hope you have, because if you are a language learner, you have to have heard of it. So input is basically all the information that comes into your mind, all the things that you absorb, basically your listening and your reading skills. That's what input comes down to. I had a bunch of ideas and sources for my input sessions. So for example, sometimes I would watch a vlog. I loved watching daily vlogs by American girls such as Sydney Serena, if you know her. She was really a savior for me at that time. Watching Hannah Elise was also my thing and is until nowadays because she has some really long videos, which was definitely very helpful for me at the time. But a lot of podcasts really came in handy at the time as well. So I used to watch Behind the Language, Duolingo. I watched a few episodes by Duolingo podcast on Spotify. It was really good, but then I got sick of them because it's good at the beginning, but then it becomes very boring if you are, advancing. So I started watching some other stuff. And also, I can't leave out the music, which I've always loved, as I said. Music was also a great resource for me to learn English. And when I say that I learned with music, I really did learn with music. There's a lot of people who listen to music, but they don't really pay attention. They don't really learn a new vocabulary. They don't take anything away from that. And I did not did that. I did otherwise. I was truly listening to whatever song I put on, and I would take at least one word from that song. And also, who am I not to mention Gilmore Girls, Gossip Girls, Friends, a lot of series that I used to watch. Some of them I watch till nowadays, and they are pretty good and pretty advanced. They were not such good series for me to be watching at the beginning because the cast speak really fast, but I did not care. I just wanted to watch it. Also, I want to highlight that I used an extension called Language Reactor, which really helped me to see the subtitles both in Portuguese and in English. And whenever I clicked the word, I could also see the meaning. So that was pretty useful, pretty handy. And I definitely recommend you if you are doing your input sessions. But hey, I'm not being sponsored by Language Reactor. This is just a really good tip by someone who really cares about your learning. And of course, the best I left for the end, which was output. Yes, if I didn't mention output here, who would I be? Who would I be without output? I mean, not only me, I mean my English would be nothing without output. I wouldn't be able to be speaking English right here, right now, if I hadn't put in the work back then to do my output. Output, for those who are not accustomed to hearing it, is just putting out, speaking, writing, producing something with your mouth, expressing your thoughts. That is output. So in that regard, I used to repeat everything from the first day that I started learning English. So I repeated after the teacher. I also had this habit that I created myself to speak English at least for 3 minutes during a certain period of my day. So I would, for example, grab my cell phone and go outside, step outside, and just I had this chair outside under a tree. I used to sit there, grab my cell phone, and talk about anything but in English. And after that, I would put on the subtitles so that I could see if I was pronouncing every single word correctly, and that was really good. Another thing that I want to mention is storytelling, which I used to do a lot, and I didn't even know that was good. Nobody told me you have to do storytelling to improve your speaking, but I already knew that would be helpful somehow. Storytelling, for those who are also not familiar with the term, is basically telling a story about anything that you want. Something that happened to you in your life, or just an event that happened to you the other day, whatever, anything. Also, if you want to tell a story about a friend of yours, it does not matter, just as long as you are telling a story. But the only thing that makes it really special and really awesome for your English is just the fact that you are doing that. You are telling a story in another language, in your second language, in this case in English. So imagine telling something that happened to you this morning in English. You are not using Portuguese, you are using the second language that you are learning, so it's not very comfortable. Your brain is only familiar with Portuguese, so at the beginning it's very hard to express your thoughts and describe things. But as time goes by and the more you do it, the better you get at it. I knew that it was a tad challenging, but I also knew that it was great, terrific for my English, so I kept doing it. And how did I do that? I just grabbed a camera and put it in front of me. Usually I'd use my laptop camera to speak in front of it, and after that I would watch the whole entire video, see where I had to improve, see what my weak points were, or even my cell phone camera, which was also pretty nice. So yeah. And by the way, I can't forget to mention I use my recorder, my cell phone voice recording app. I used to go there and do my podcasts, my private podcasts. So this has been great. It is so cozy for me to talk about how I learned English and what I had to do to get where I am right now. I really hope this video helped you, and I really hope that you could practice your listening and also learn some vocabulary, hopefully. If you want, I can also talk about how I learned Spanish. I had a video here telling how I learned English, my story with English, but it's a bit old, so I decided to do this up to date so that I could keep you guys posted and tell things that I didn't tell on the other video. But in case you want to watch that one, I'm gonna leave it here or in the description for you to check it out. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like it and leave a comment if you want, and also subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!